EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 20th, 2024. It is Friday, end of the work week. The Friday video forecast is proudly sponsored by McCall Collective Brewing. McCall is a family-owned and operated brewery with 2 locations in the Lehigh Valley. Their original Southside Allentown location is at 102 East Susquehanna Street, and their second location, McCall Collective Tap House in Trexlertown, is located at 7743 Hamilton Boulevard. Both locations are open 7 days a week and have a full food menu, plenty of beer to choose from for both dine-in or takeout, along with local wine and cocktails. Holiday gift cards are available for the beer lover in your life for a few more days or for yourself. All the gift cards come with 20% extra money depending on how much you buy. So you get $5 extra when you buy a $25 gift card, $10 extra when you buy a $50 gift card, and $20 extra when you buy a $100 gift card. For more details about that and all of their upcoming events, please visit their Facebook page, or to place online orders, visit their website, mccallcollectivebrewing.com. Proud sponsors of the Friday video forecast. So we do have a little bit of snow working into the region today. Some rain a little bit further south and east. This forecast has not really fundamentally changed much from what I told you the previous day with the inverted trough and everything that was showing here for the past couple of days. So the models have been going back and forth on whether or not this thing's going to develop. Is it going to develop? And then the next run it doesn't. Next run it does again. We're back to it is again. So our map is a little strange this time. The map that we put out for this, I'll show you that in here in a second, because we had to highlight an area that has a chance to overperform if an inverted trough sets up over that area. So there's still some questions about that. So here is what we're looking at this morning. We have a primary low here in the Ohio Valley that's going to kind of fizzle out here, and a secondary low that's out here. These are going to remain separate. These two are not going to join up in time to give us a big snowstorm. We knew this for the last couple of days. But what this does after this point is bring some snow showers into central PA and then moves over to eastern PA throughout the day. And then you get an inverted trough that sets up in association with this low that kind of sits here like this. A little inverted trough going like this with this offshore low. And I'm not sure why I'm only doing that. Try this again. So you got a little bit of an inverted trough. There we go. Inverted trough sitting like this and is attached to this offshore low out here. And that is what's giving you the possible enhancement of snowfall today for some areas. Now, when you get south of I-78, there's going to be some mixing. A mix of rain and snow, and even further south is going to start as rain. So we tried to show that in our map here. Again, I'll show you that here in a second. But let's get to the NAM high-res future simulated radar first. This is starting off at 7 o'clock this morning. You might have some snow actually starting to spread in the area a little bit earlier. According to the NAM, there might be some activity across parts of northern New Jersey, far eastern Pennsylvania, in addition to what's going on early on in central Pennsylvania. But it's mainly north-central Pennsylvania. You see, there's really not too much going on here in south central PA. So that is a little bit of a wild card. If it, this area might not get a whole lot, and if our map is structured that way, again, I'll show you that in a second. So then we have this inverted trough that basically sets up over in these areas right in here. And that's what on this latest NAM run that ran this evening. And you can see the snow just continuing along that trough axis right in that area. I do think if you're not getting anything during the day here on Friday in south central PA, or very little, you do have an opportunity when this the energy that's left over, the shortwave energy, still has to move through overnight. So in spite of that inverted trough kind of sitting over eastern Pennsylvania, you're still going to have the shortwave energy move through, and that is going to go all the way down. This is where we're going to get your snow in our southeastern areas that start off as rain. If I back this up a little bit, you can see these are rain showers down here early on here on Friday. All rain showers southeast of I-95. But when you get later in the day here and you get the natural processes of, loss of diurnal heating, which is the sun going down, basically. And you have some evaporational cooling processes at play here, along with a wind shift coming in out of the north. Once we get in the overnight period, this is going to allow this precipitation down here, whatever was mixed or rain, to change over to snow. So when this shortwave energy rotates through later on Friday night and into very early Saturday morning. When I say early, I mean really early Saturday morning. You get some snow here in South Jersey as well, including the Philadelphia metro. And I think that's where you're getting your snow. Same thing here across south central Pennsylvania. So let's get over to our snow map here just to give you an idea what that does. And again, we highlight an area down here where in Area B. Area A is just primarily just rain. You're not getting anything else. Area B here is rain and then it will mix with and then change the snow right before it ends here. So you get some coatings here on the non-paved surfaces just northwest of I-95 here. To include South Central PA, we have a coating to 1 inch. And again, South Central PA might not be getting too much in the way of snowfall at all until we get into the overnight period. That remains to be seen. But further northwest, especially along this area of the inverted trough, which we think is going to end up somewhere here in this red dashed circled area, where it's going to be kind of sitting right in the middle of that. So kind of going right like that, somewhere like that, right across there. And yes, that is going over Philadelphia. It is going over South Jersey. But the problem is the temperatures are marginal there. And that's why you're not really benefiting from that until you get up here where it's a little bit colder in this circled area where you can get some snows and maybe get a little bit of a surprise in some of those areas. So we have these areas in lighter blue in a coating to 2 inches with localized amounts as high as 3. And these areas in the dark blue have the greatest potential to exceed 2 inches, and there might be some 3+ amounts in these regions here. Basically following higher elevation areas that are going to be snowing throughout the day. So that's our snow map. And again, those areas in north central PA, they're going to be snowing most of the day here, as you can see. But it's cold enough where it's going to stick on all surfaces for the entire time. I do think that in these marginal areas, when you get closer to I-78, might have a little bit of a mix going on there at times. It might not be completely snow, or if it is, it might be just like non-paved surface or elevated surface accumulations. And then once we lose that the sunlight for the day and it goes into the dark, and then you get anything coming overnight, that is sticking on all surfaces at that point. Further south and east, closer around 95, is probably mostly non-paved at that point. So that is our snow map and our expectations for today. This is going to go through the night. By the time we get to early Saturday morning, this is done and it's out of here. But in the wake of this, we do have some breezing conditions coming in Saturday and very cold temperatures, okay? Temperatures on Saturday, as you see above me, 34 to 40 today. Again, those marginal temperatures across the region. The 40 would be down by Philadelphia. 34 would be in our northwestern areas, at least until it starts snowing and the temperatures drop a little bit. But then again, tomorrow is 28 to 34, and that's just the start of it. I think Sunday is going to be the absolute tank day. We're talking about temperatures in the low to mid-20s for highs across the region. But it'll feel a little bit colder here on Saturday with those temperatures, even though they're going to be a couple degrees warmer than Sunday because you have these winds to deal with, and are generally 15 to 25, some gusts in the upper 20s to near 30 at times in terms of peak gusts on Saturday. And this is mainly during the daylight hours. This is not going to be something that bleeds into past dark here. It kind of dwindles down in the evening, and then that goes away, and winds are negligible at that point. They remain that way here on Sunday. Here's Sunday's winds. Not really much to speak of here. So even though it's going to be in the low to mid-20s, you have some wind chills in the teens, but it's not going to be crazy. Just not a really good day to be outside, though. Just a very cold day across the region, and that's going to remain in place here on Monday in the wake of this system also. Sunday and Monday are both mostly sunny days after a partly cloudy day on Saturday, maybe some morning clouds. Saturday morning giving way to sun, and then mostly sunny both Sunday and Monday. And then temperatures are going to recover a little bit Monday, maybe into the upper 20s instead of lower, but it's still going to be seriously below average, right? And very cold still here on Monday, going back to work. And then Tuesday is the next system we have to watch. Just a weak system again, but there could be enough cold air at the surface here to give us a few snow showers. And this is Christmas Eve. It's possible. I wouldn't get too excited about this, though, like it's going to be a big storm. Certainly isn't going to be that. But we do have the opportunity for at least a few flakes, maybe some festive flakes to be flying on Christmas Eve itself. It would be during the day, most likely. Not something that really looks like it's going to bleed into the evening and overnight. Maybe not. We'll see. A lot of things going on with this. We're going to focus on this after this system exits, starting with the weekend video forecast tomorrow. And we'll get into a little bit more detail of that, of course, early next week when we have the next videos updates. But right now, most guidance isn't really showing too much with this. Just maybe a few festive flakes here on New Year's Eve, or excuse me, I can say New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. And then once we get beyond that, there's another opportunity. Looks like just mostly cloudy skies here on Christmas Day itself. Temperatures are going to be moderating, though. Tuesday, Wednesday, upper 30s to near 40 in that time frame, maybe lower 40s by the time we get to Christmas Day. And then we are solidly on Thursday of next week, the day after that. We're definitely in the lower 40s at that point. I think we're like kind of upper 30s to near 40 on Christmas Day, and then lower 40s it looks like here for the day after Christmas, with another chance for showers possibly. Bunch of systems here to deal with next week, but it's going to be, the trend here is going to be going into the week between Christmas and New Year's at the minimum, and I think it's going to last actually till probably about the 3rd or 4th of the month of January, where you have that milder period before we start getting into colder and more consistently colder than average temperatures after that point. I'm going to have the long range out at before noon, like I always do every single Friday, and we'll discuss that, take a better look at that with the long range outlook that is due before noon this morning. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for December 20th, 2024. Have a great Friday.